All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig in a Pickle Crew Show with a little San Francisco Giant video as Buster Posey has struck his first major move as the Giants' head of baseball operations. Him and his new GM Manasian have added a significant free agent. We'll tell you who that is coming up next. First, of course, we're brought to you by Pig in a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out. They're in Emeryville. They're in Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out, and they do run out. So get there early, get some brisket chili. And, of course, we're brought to you by Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles, 205 Cypress Avenue in Pacific Grove, California, along the Monterey Peninsula. Thanks to Anthony Catania. He's at 831-521-5264. The Giants have signed Willy Adames. That's right, Willy Adames. It's a 7-year deal for $182 million, $22 million signing bonus. Buster Posey's first major deal is to add Willy Adames, who's going to play shortstop for the Giants. He's a 29-year-old shortstop, spent the last 3.5 years with the Milwaukee Brewers. It's a record deal for the Giants, passing Buster's deal that he had as a player for $167 million. This is 7 years, $182 million for Willy Adames, who's a 29-year-old shortstop. He was the top free agent shortstop on the market. I was looking at a list of the free agents in baseball. He's listed as the 6th best free agent across the board of any position. He hit 244 this year, or he hit 244 in Milwaukee with 107 home runs. He got really hot this year in August. You know, there is some swing and miss in his game for sure. He's not a perfect player. He's not a Gold Glove shortstop by any stretch. He's a good but not great shortstop. But he's going to stabilize the Giants' infield. What the Giants have had too much of is they've just had too many moving parts, too many non-regulars in the middle of the field, and it just gave their whole kind of feel kind of a chaotic deal to it, a chaotic feel to it. Because you had Brandon Crawford, he was an everyday shortstop. Last year the Giants gave 3 different players 20+ starts at shortstop, including Nick Ahmed to start the year. Probably the most impressive run at shortstop was Tyler Fitzgerald. Now Fitzgerald is freed up to either be trade bait or play another spot, maybe second, maybe outfield. So I think this is a good move for the Giants. They're stabilizing their infield with a veteran. This guy has added stolen base speed to his game recently, and the Giants needed to do something. They went 80-82. They finished in 4th place in the National League West. When you have a hole at shortstop, it has to take priority. Really, there's 2 spots on the diamond. If you have holes, they have to take priority: catcher and shortstop. Giants have catcher, set up now with a Gold Glove and one of the best young catchers in the game, but they don't have a shortstop. Marco Luciano was promoted this year, but Marco Luciano proved that he's really not an everyday shortstop. He's probably not going to be a shortstop. There was nobody else that was coming along. The trade market's very difficult. This plugs a major hole. And if we look at his numbers this year, he hit 251, 32 home runs, 112 RBIs, 21 stolen bases, and he was caught 4 times. He had a .331 on base percentage. He hit 2, 3, 4, and 5 in Milwaukee's lineup. If you look at the numbers, he hit mostly 4 and 5. So he hit a little bit of 2, he hit a little bit of 3, but if you look at where he hit most of the year, he hit 4th and 5th in the lineup for Milwaukee. He did strike out 173 times. So that's a lot of strikeouts. There's no question about it. But 32 home runs, 112 RBIs, 21 steals, in the prime of his career. He's 29. He plays a primary position. He'll solidify the infield. Now you've got Chapman and Adames as your anchor point on the left side of the infield. You got to have some consistency, and Adames will bring that to the Giants. Now, just looking at some of the splits from the 2024 season, he hit right-handed pitching a whole lot better than he hit left-handed pitching. 271 this year off right-handed pitchers, 191 off left-handed pitchers. So, you're going to have some guys, you're going to have to probably throw, sit him down against some lefties. But 271 against right-handed pitchers. 3/4 of the pitchers in the league are right-handed. So that's a good sign. As far as by month, he had a rough June. He hit 167 in the month of June and really, really struggled. And then bounced back in July and August. He had a huge July and August. Hit 312 in July, hit 288 with lots of production in the month of August. And this is a guy he's a producer. This guy's a run producer. He hit 293 with runners in scoring position. So showing a little bit of the clutch gene. He hit 500 this year with the bases loaded, which is a good sign as well. So those are just a couple of his 2024 splits. But overall, is he a Gold Glove shortstop? No. Is he going to even, is he going to even be at shortstop for the entirety of this deal? I don't know. 7-year deal. He's 29. Maybe in the final stretch of it, he would play a different spot. But he is their everyday shortstop this year. And now you don't have to worry about, do you have an everyday guy? Who's your everyday guy? I mean, to me, at catcher, you need an everyday guy. You got one now. And in the infield, you need some regulars. Now you got Chapman every day at third base, and you got Adames every day at shortstop. Now we can see if they can do something with the right side of the infield. You got some good young outfielders coming up through the system in Matos and Ramos. Ramos established himself last year. Hopefully Matos will. I think Eldridge is probably a little bit away. But, this gives the Giants, this was the move they had to make. You had to get a shortstop. You have a catcher, you need a shortstop. And they don't grow on trees. They cost you a ton in a trade or big, big money into the free agent market. And this is an example of that. So Adames signs 7 years, $182 million, $22 million signing bonus. First major deal for Buster Posey. I like the fact that they're paying position players and not pitchers. I know lots of pitchers, first of all, the Giants do a good job developing pitchers. So they have pitchers coming through their system. They don't typically have position players coming through their system. It's very difficult to attract free agent bats to come to San Francisco. It's one of the preeminent pitching yards in the game. So lots of hitters want to avoid this, and it's very, very difficult to get hitters in the prime of their career. So I credit Buster Posey and Zach Manassian for giving Adames and his agent a good sell job on coming here. If you're going to sign a player, it's hard to get a player in free agency that's not at the tail end of their prime. So this is a free agent that's not 32, 33, 34 like many of them. This is a free agent in that younger range, more in the 27 to 29 range. In this case, he's 29. I like that. So you signed him to a long deal. So you kind of got away from, lots of free agents don't want to sign in San Francisco because it's not about the money they're getting paid. It's about the next deal. So obviously they did a good sell. They gave him a long enough deal and enough dollars so that they could get both a player in his prime who's ready to produce and not be, really looking bad on the back end of the deal. I mean, he's going to be 36 on the back end of this deal. He's not going to be 39. You has to be structured in the right way. You're not going to get a 22-year-old free agent. They don't exist. Guys don't become free agents no matter what until they're 25, 26, and that's if they come up early. Most free agents don't get there, don't achieve free agency in MLB until 29 or 30, 31, 32. So in this situation, I think this is a really good addition for the Giants. They get a player that is in his prime, that can solidify the infield, solidify the left side, give him a power bat, a middle of the order threat, They need some thump. They need some offensive help, and Buster knows this better than anybody. So I like it. I really like the move. I think it's a good move for the Giants. Thanks to Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles for sponsoring this video. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Leave your comments below. I'd love to hear from all you Giants fans. What do you think of the Adames pickup? Do you like it? Do you like Buster and Manasian at the top of the masthead instead of Farhan going forward? And how do you feel about Buster's first major move? I like it. I'll give it 2 thumbs up. It's a player at a key position who gives them power, who solidifies their infield. Does he strike out too much? Yeah. Is he not a Gold Glover? Yeah. But it's very, very difficult to fill shortstop, and this was the move that was a necessity. And oftentimes when you have a need, it's very difficult to fill it because everybody kind of knows you're in need. And the Giants, they pay a pretty good price here, 7 years, $182 million, but they solidify the left side of their infield, and they give themselves another bat to solidify. If you're going to have a better lineup, you got to start adding guys who can hit 3, 4, and 5 in a major league lineup, and that's what Adames did in Milwaukee. He hit 4 and 5 for the most part last year, and he'll probably wind up hitting 4 or 5 for the most part this year with the Giants. I think it's a good move. I like it a lot. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and thanks for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.